Well, ahead of our Procure a Better World conference today, we chat with procurement consultant Silke Therhaag. Now, Silke has literally been there and done that when it comes to helping her clients procure a better world. So for a sneak peek of your presentation, Silke, let me ask you, how can an organization elevate to a strategic level in procurement?
That is a fabulous question, and one that I usually ask my clients as well. So it starts with a good, honest view on where are you. So you need to assess, obviously, how is your procurement doing? And especially at the moment after COVID, we have fallen into a bit of a tactical mindset. So it requires that people are honest with where things are at. And then there are several steps that you can do. Obviously, you got to go into your spend data, as boring as that may seem in the beginning, but you have to find the key areas of spend. And then from there, you find those areas where procurement adds value. So commonly, you would then obviously find the areas where you might spend the most money and, where you find your most important suppliers and work out strategies and next steps. And I have to say that in most organizations, it's actually the lower spend areas that need to be a focus as well now. So all of that, and then obviously you got to bring your stakeholders on board. So I think working with your executive team, especially if that mandate of strategic procurement doesn't come from the top, you really need to make it interesting. And that's where procurement becomes, in parallel to being strategic, becomes also a bit of a facilitator and maybe a little bit of a salesperson in the best possible way.
Okay, and so what about the actual procurement leaders themselves? I suppose it's important for them to become better salespeople with their own personal brand. How can they become strategic influencers?
Yeah, that is also a very good question. So I believe that procurement is now emerging into a phase where they really can sell their value add. And it starts from asking your stakeholders. Apply the good, we all talk about it now, customer experience. Ask your customers. Now that is a little bit complicated sometimes in procurement. For example, suppliers are not our customers, but our internal stakeholders. What do they think about procurement? Take them on board, really have a frank conversation and listen. That's the one thing. With that information, again, use data knowledge, apply the customer experience lens, and then move forward. And I think it's important to not, we live in this Instagram world, but to not just be always in the flashy and everything is sexy kind of, salesperson. Be honest and say, this is where we are at and this is where we want to go. Have a vision, and that's where the influence kicks in. If you have a strong vision, if you know where you are, if you have a strong why, that's what will influence in the long term.
Beautifully said. That's it. We just want authenticity. We don't just want all the good bits, do we? Well, thank you so much, Silke. It's been great to get a sneak peek of your presentation for the upcoming conference. If you want to get the entire presentation, you can either follow along with buying a ticket to the live stream or buy a ticket to the conference. So don't delay. It's time to get your tickets now. Thanks, Silke.
Perfect. Thank you. Bye.